Sacred Siren Circle, a sacred space for soul-led women ready to reclaim their voice, remember their power, and rise in sisterhood. I am your host, Marni Beninger, mama, soulpreneur, rebirth alchemist, Ayurvedic guide, and sacred space holder for women who are done living in silence. Each week, we gather in this circle to share stories, tools, and transmissions that awaken your feminine fire and help you live, lead, and love in alignment. So take a breath, drop in, and let your sacred siren rise. Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred siren goddesses. Welcome back to another episode of the Sacred Siren Circle. I am so honored and blessed that you are here today with me, and I cannot wait to talk about this this subject. So I am releasing this one with another one because this one does not apply to everyone, and I recognize that. And although I'm excited to talk about this, it is always hard to talk about this. But because I have had several conversations about this in the last few weeks, I really thought I needed to come on and just really speak to those women going through this, or anyone going through this. And so I really wanted to talk into betrayals. And so whether that is your partner, your husband, your boyfriend having an affair, whether that is being betrayed by an employee in a business that you own, whether that is having someone, steal from you that you trusted, whether that is having, maybe a family member lie to you about something and feeling very shattered about that. I'm going to speak more into, they all, I feel like, apply the same. It's the loss of kind of like that dream, or what you thought was your life and what you thought was your dream. It could be, a betrayal of a organization that you trusted. They all have similar like trauma feels in your body. I am speaking from my experience of my boys' father having multiple affairs on me, both physical, like one night stands, having emotional affairs on me, and also having like a physical 9-month emotional, physical, everything affair, like full on blowing affair while we were married as well. And so I'm speaking from that, but I'm also speaking to so many women who have been through affairs and been through betrayals and been through situations where their sense of self is just shattered. And that's why I wanted to speak on this today, because I wanted those that may be going through that to really know they are not alone. So, things that I experienced when it happened was this utter devastation. This devastation of what you thought your life was, this devastation of what you of your future. This devastation of like all these promises that you thought were being upheld, of these things that you thought were being done, of these pieces of you that you shared that were not held sacredly. And all of it, it just like, it shatters you to your core. It creates a very traumatic response. I had, psychologists tell me this is you end up with traumatic PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder from this. Some people can. And I had a hard time accepting that. I had a hard time when I had my therapist say to me, you have PTSD. And I was like, I haven't been in a war zone. Like, people are suffering from way, way worse than me. It's not fair that I am calling it PTSD as well, because there would be moments that would hit me, that were triggers that would send me so far deep down into this place nobody wants to be. into like, I want to call it depression, but it's not even this like depression. It can be for sure. Some people can go into that depression. But for me, it wasn't into this like depression. It was into this like utter low, this place of like, I don't even want to live. I remember going for a walk, and I may have been taking our dog for a walk, or if I just needed to get out and go for a walk. I can't remember that piece, if I had our dog with us or not. But I remember going for this walk, and it was wintertime, and just wanting to keep walking. We live right on a mountain. Nelson, BC, is literally built on a mountain. So you could walk and just keep walking and be lost in the mountains. And I remember having that feeling of, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to keep on with this pain. I don't want to have to deal with the aftermath of this. I don't want to deal with any of this ever again. I just want to keep walking. I don't want to. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to. And it wasn't even like, and I can't speak on like suicidal thoughts because I haven't been there in the sense of like other times of wanting to like, cut myself to release pain or take pills or hang myself or any of those pieces. And those, I feel into those that suffer with that. I can't speak from that experience as I have not been there, but it was this like, this not wanting to live because of this pain and because of, I had no idea who I was anymore. I had no idea what my life was. I had no idea who I had been with for 8 years of like, was my entire life a lie? Was anything real? And it was from that pain of not wanting to continue. And so if you are in that place, I want you to know that you are seen, you are held, you are heard. Other people have been there. It is a deep, deep pain. Definitely seek help. Definitely talk to someone who can help you. A therapist, a doctor, a trusted friend, someone who's been through it, someone who can hear you and see you and hold you in a very safe way. Most likely that may not be your partner, even if you have decided to stay, because they may not be able to hold you the way you need to be held at that moment, because you need to be able to shatter. You need to be able to let go completely and not have to perform or not have to feel like you have to be worthy of being held. And so just know that can be a very deep, dark place. And it just, it shatters every illusion you had. It can be a great thing that it shatters every illusion you had, but it can be the most life-altering. It is the most life-altering experience. It is the sense of like, you have no idea who you are anymore. You thought you were this person in this relationship, whether it is a spouse, whether it is a friendship, whether it is a business relationship. You thought you knew who you were in that. You thought you were able to trust this other person. You thought you knew what you were doing. And you come into this space of realization of like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea who I am. I can't trust my intuition because my intuition didn't tell me this person was having an affair for 9 months, or it did. In my case, it told me. I just didn't listen. And so the fact that I didn't listen to my intuition, well, how can I listen to my intuition now? Because is that actually my intuition talking? Or is it my mind talking? Is it my ego talking that wants me to believe this now? Is it actually my gut? Is it my intuition? Is it my knowing, my inner knowing? Is any of this actually real? Can I trust anything in my life? That is a very, very difficult place to be. Can I trust anything in my life as real? And that's what it starts to do to you, is you don't know if this relationship is real. You don't know if this conversation is real. You don't know if this promise over here was real. You don't know if what you feel is real. You don't know if the world you created is real, and you don't know how to come back to yourself. You don't know how to trust any piece of any part of your life. And so when an affair happens, this shattering happens, and then these pieces get woven together that shouldn't be woven together. So for me, because the affair partner was a soccer mom, I hated soccer passionately. Like, I didn't even want to hear the word soccer in my household. Now, my ex is a soccer coach. He lives and breathes soccer. He wanted our kids playing soccer. It was his life. And so, all of a sudden these things started to be paired together that shouldn't have been paired together. And so soccer and this affair, soccer in this pain, soccer in these lies, started to be paired together. And so then I hated soccer with like every fiber of my being, that I couldn't even handle hearing someone saying, my kid is going to soccer. I'm a soccer mom. All of these things. And this was at the same time my oldest kid wanted to start to play soccer. And so the like idea of even going to the soccer fields would send me into this turmoil. And then there would be a trigger. It could be as simple as like my partner saying, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk, because that's how he had the affair, was he was walking our dog. And then he would see this woman. And so it'd be like, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk. And like, you can join me. And even if I could join him, it was this like massive trigger, and I would go into this panic. And so panic attacks became this like commonplace thing that every single day I would have. I would have these like utter feelings of despair, of like breakdowns, of like just crying for no reason, not even knowing why I was crying, and just feeling so utterly devastated, and feeling like I didn't matter, that nobody cared if I spoke, nobody cared if I was in the room, nobody cared if I did anything. And that, going through the world like that, and maybe you haven't been through an affair, but you have that feeling that you don't feel seen or heard or held or listened to at all. I see you. I hear you. You are amazing. You are a goddess. I love you. Even if we've never met, I love you. You are worthy, and you are worth having in this world. We need your medicine. We need you here. We need your voice. We need to see you. We need to hear you, because you are meant to be here at this time. And you are not stumbling upon this by accident. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to know that you are worthy. You are meant to know that you belong. And so if you are going through this, if you are having triggers in the most bizarre scenarios, there would be smells that would trigger me. And I'd be like, why is this smell even trigger me? But it would be like, it would trigger a memory that then would be like, right, that memory isn't real anymore, because he was actually doing this while he said this. And so all of these triggers are normal. All of this trauma response is normal. Your sympathetic nervous system is in flight or freeze or fight or fawn, right? Which means you may be fighting. So you might be picking fights. You might be like literally fighting for every ounce of your being, with every ounce of your being, to either keep the life that you had or go back to that person you was before you found out this betrayal. You might be just fighting. And your system is on this like fight, right? Our system goes into fight when we used to have to fight a like lion, a bear that was trying to eat us. You might have gone into freeze. You don't want to deal with any of it. You've numbed it all out. I would sleep for hours on end, right? So I would just freeze. I wouldn't want to deal with anything. So you couldn't have me deal with anything. Everything would just like send me into this freeze mode. You might be going into flight mode where you just want to escape, which was kind of more, I don't even know that I didn't want to live. I just wanted to leave that life. I wanted to flee, right? I wanted to go into flight. I wanted to run away. I didn't want this life anymore. I didn't want to be in this pain. And so no, that's normal. You might go into fawn. I went into all four of these. So you might be going through all four of these, or you might have one. And I went into fawn, which is really like people pleasing, overgiving, the martyrdom, the performing to feel you are worthy. Now, I went into fawn for a long time, right? So fawn became my default setting, and my sympathetic nervous system was just always on them. It could never rest. It was always triggered. It was always, even when I thought I was healing and thought I was releasing and letting go of the affair or forgiving, and I have forgiven him. Sometimes I know it might not sound like that, but there was a lot of good in our life as well. And I don't speak that much onto that because this is about the silent she rising into the sacred siren, but we had a lot of good in our life. So these good moments would like rise, and so, he would do all these amazing things, or he would say these amazing things, but my sympathetic nervous system actually never got out of fawn. And I truly believe it never actually went fully into parasympathetic. So parasympathetic is like when we are fully relaxed, when we feel safe, when we feel seen, when we feel heard, when we feel part of a community, when our parasympathetic nervous system is on board and it is fully our default setting. I feel I did not come on board with that until these last 3 weeks. And I didn't realize I wasn't, because I've learned all these things until the separation happened, until I didn't have to wake up every morning worrying, until I didn't wake up at night worrying. And I didn't realize, because it was way down. My stress levels were way better than they were. I was doing all the practices. I was meditating. I was able to do all these things. And so I would say for sure I had moments where I was in the parasympathetic instead of the sympathetic, but in general, it was still on. So know that you are normal. This is normal. We are here. We are holding you. We see you. There are so many of us that have been through this, and that if you are going through this, if you've been through this, if you need to send me a message, send me a message. I am here. Get help. Seek a therapist. EMDR is a beautiful practice. Somatic therapy is a beautiful practice. Talk therapy is a beautiful practice. Wherever you need to bring these together, find that community that can hold you. I hope we can hold you, but know that you silently suffering through this is not how it's meant to be. Come voice it. Come talk to us. Become the sacred siren. Allow this pain to morph into this beautiful sacred siren that is so worthy. And you are worthy as you are right now. So just remember that. And so I really, really want you to remember that you are worthy right now as you are, no matter what has happened to you, no matter what choices you are making, no matter where you are in your world, you are worthy right now. I see you. I love you. I hold you. I am here for you. And I just want you to know all of those feelings are very valid. And you might feel gaslit. You might feel ghosted. You might feel all these things. You might feel so much anger. You might want every single detail, like I did, of every time they had sex, of every position they did, of every word they exchanged. You might want that. And maybe that's part of your healing. You might want none of it. And you might want to just move on and cut it all loose, and just know whatever choice you're making, you are worthy, you are whole, you are seen, you are held. I love you. And we are going to just do a card from Oshun. She's all about our safety, our love, our abundance. It's right, the golden nectar of the bee flowing through us. And so I want to end on sorry, it's just upside down here, of Oshun giving us a beautiful card to help us through this betrayal, this tough time you may be going through, or you have gone through. Maybe you're still having triggers. So I know, I see you, I've been there. And let's see what Oshun has to say to us today. Okay, so there's two cards. One that came out right at the start, and it's Oshun of self-destruction. And I always lean away from the mic when I lean in. I don't need to lean in. I can bring the card in without leaning in. It's self-sabotage, destructive patterns, and caution. So it's really, when a betrayal happens, we go into the self-destructive piece. We go into really self-sabotage, really like not feeling we're worthy, and that everything around us, if we're not worthy, then we got to destruct everything around us. And then the second piece that came up is Oshun's machete, radical truth, clarity, and self-awareness. And so I love that. Allow Oshun's machete to cut through the self-destructive. Allow the clarity to come through this experience. You will hear from my soul contract reader about how we signed up for this journey. And so these lessons are part of our power, part of our karma that we will come through and will be so much stronger for. And I know when you're in the thick of it, it does not feel like it. I get it. But allow that radical truth, that self-awareness, that self-love, allow her to bring that through to you. Allow that to be what you grasp onto, that like self-awareness, that radical truth. And of course, grasp onto the self-love. You are worth everything. So claim it, grasp it with both hands, grab the world. It is your oyster. Allow it to be your oyster. Allow the opportunities to come in to you. So I love you. Even though we started as a silent she, we are not ending as a silent she. We are ending as a sacred siren. Join us. Message me if you need help. I am here. I have heard you. I love you. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, my beautiful goddesses.